says the crossing of the staffs, which means that anybody that is not an officer or above may come up to the podium. La Yasha'Allah, which means to Israel. Amajum, which means to stand. Wapunya Hakidam, which means to turn and face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shamayim, Quadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawar, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawum, Wasalakanawa, Kwabawathanawa, Kasalakanawa, Kwabawathinawa, Wala'ah, Tawayayanawa, Banasayawan, Abo, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahataparak, La'alamyum, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. The prayer for the Hakak, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Babukusha, Nathanawa, Hakak, Hakak, La Rapa'ah, Ka Makala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, La Tahor, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, La Hakim, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakawat, Hatama Allah, Lagarshan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water Aman. The prayer for the power in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh, wa Yahushai, Wam Yaka'ala, Wa Alahayim, Matazavya, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyum, Hazaranyum, Ha Quatazayanyum, Ha Kayayam, Wa Aquapian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water Aman. This is the blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Hahorim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayim, Wa'aratazah, Al-Yatun, Elamawat, Ragolka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yashan, Shalomar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al, Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarat, Baya'ala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazahka, Wawa'aka, Ma'aitha, Wa'aid, Awalam. So Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damayah, Lakah, Al Takarash, Wa'al, Dashakwat, Al Kaya, Hana, Awayagyaka, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Aimaka, Ya'arawayamwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Ya'aitazawa, Al Tazapo, Al Tazapawanyaka, Umarwa, Lakawa, Wanaki Dum, Mongolia, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Sham, Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Noah Aishazawa, Laba, Yakagwa, Al Yaka, Barya, Yakarahwa, Aholia, Arawam, Wayashamai, Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagari, Gabo, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palashah, Ain, Yashavia, Tazawar, Gam, Akshawar, Nalawa, Aimon, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya, Lawat, Selah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadian, Kasa Yasura, Kayabian, Baraka'al, Kayashawan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayam Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayathamwa, Nara, Yab Magwa, Ka'ira, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabak, Wakatazor, Manai, Ko, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarashah, Lanawa, Na'awa, Alhayam, Alhaya, Shayathamwa, Kagogola, Kakwash, Lapanya, Roka, Ka'ash, Taba'ira, Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Harayam, Khan, Thardakma, Basa'irika, Wabasa, Wapathka, Tabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakashwa, Shimka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayaba'awa, Aidia, Ain, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Athan, Shimka, Yahweh, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al, Ka, Ha'aratazai. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot. Selah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Arad, and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes, as Zeba and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshavia, which means to be seated. Sorry. So this is the Isupk Indianapolis Sabbath service. Let me get where we're at in the blue letter for this Hebrew. Bear with me 1 second. All right, we're going to be in the book of Numbers, chapter 31, verse 1. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 31 and verse 1 in the Hebrew. Wayadabar, Yahweh, all, Mashah, La'amar, verse 2. Naquam, Naquamath, Banya, Yasha'ala, Ma'atha, Hamadayan, it's like Hamadayanayim, Akar, the Asap, all, Amayak, verse 3. Wayadabar, Mashah, all, Haim, La'amar, Hakal Tazawa, Ma'athakam, Hanashiam, La Tazabah, Wahayawa, Al, Madayan, Lathath, Naquamath, Yahweh, Bamadayan, verse 4. Alap, Lamata, Alap, Lamata, Lakal, Madawath, Yasha'ala, the Shalkawa, Slaki, Dashalakwa, La Tazabah, verse 5. Wayamas, Slaki, Wayamasara, Ma'alapawa, Slaki, Ma'alapaya, Yasha'ala, Halap, Lamata, Shanayam, Ishar, Alap, Kalatazalia, Kalatazalia, Tazabah, verse 6. Wayashalak, Athum, Masha, Alap, Lamata, La Tazabah, Athum, Wa'ath, Hayanakas, Ban, Halaizar, Hakahan, Latazabah, Wakalia, Hakwadash, Wa, Wa Katazatazarwath, Katazatazarwath, Wa Katazar, Wa Katazar Tazarwath. Ha Tharwai, Bayadawa. Verse 7. Wa Yatazabawa, Al, Madayan, Kaashar, Tazawa, Yahweh, Ath, Mashah. Wayahagarwa, Call, Zakar. That's all. That's 7. Clap that up. We're going to go ahead and get it in the English. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 31, and verse 1 in the English. Saying before we get into this, you understand, if you haven't yet, make sure you like the video or the service. You understand, make sure you share the service and tag every single Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian that is possible into the post to get this truth out to our people. You understand, to wake our people up and to show our people, what is truly our heritage as a nation and who it is that we are as a people. You understand? Otherwise, we're not going to get out of this captivity known as America. You understand? We always say knowledge is power, but yet we don't want to share where the real knowledge is at, which is in the Isupk under Commanding General Yohana. So with that, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 31 and verse 1 in the English. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterward shalt thou be gathered unto thy people. Verse 3, and Moses spake unto the people, saying, arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Lord of Midian. You understand? And this is just how our people are. You understand? We are a warrior people. You understand? Like that's why Christianity is such a heavy curse upon our people, Because Christianity teaches our people to be docile. You understand? Teaches for us to forgive the wrong people, which is our oppressor and all these heathen nations round about us. You understand? If Christianity was in fact around this time, we would have been forgiven the Midianites, and we wouldn't have avenged our people through the Lord. You understand? That's why the ISUPK is so important, because without this organization, all of the brothers scattered throughout this earth that are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you understand? Like, we would all be, just effeminate. You understand? We would be completely beaten down, and that warrior spirit inside of us, it would just be gone. You understand? There would be nobody to stand up for our people. But thankfully, the Lord has saw fit to raise up Commanding General Yohana, who has raised up the ISUPK. You understand? To raise up our nation, to teach brothers how to be warriors again, and teach brothers how to be brothers to one another again, which Christianity does not teach us. Verse 4, of every tribe 1,000, throughout all the tribes of Israel shall ye send to the war. Verse 5, so there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. Verse 6, and Moses, it's like, before we get into this, saying this goes to show if one of our people, saying whether you go by Mexican, Honduran, Cuban, Guatemalan, Native Indian, you understand, or African American, it doesn't matter who it is. If one of our people have a problem with somebody, we should always be there to back up another tribe. It's not, oh well, Hispanics don't really mess with African Americans or blacks like that. Natives don't mess with Hispanics, so on and so forth. You understand? We are the same people, and we go through the same struggle. We have to learn that unless we come together, we're going to remain a destroyed people. You understand? We're always going to be at the bottom. But when we choose to come together, when we choose to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High God of the Bible gave us as a people, I mean, it's a done deal for this earth. You understand? We'll be back on top. You understand? We won't have to worry about the sex trade that's going on that has so many sisters just going in and out of it. You understand? Sisters coming up missing. You understand? We won't have to worry about the brutality that we face every single day at the hands of these other nations, because we will have an army. You understand? Like, we will be unified as a people, and nobody can mess with us. But the only way that will happen is if we come into the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. Otherwise, we're going to remain separate. You understand? Anything it is we try to do, it'll always fail. That's why this organization is so important. That's why learning who we are is so important as a people. Verse 6, and Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the priest, to the war, with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. Verse 7, and they warred against the Midianites, as the Lord commanded Moses, and they slew all the males. Verse 8. It's like, you understand? And it says they slew all the males because these nations know that when you go to war, you can't have no, female out there on the battlefield. You understand? You can't give them no sword, no bow and arrow. You can't put armor on them. You understand? Nowadays, you can't give them no, AR-15 or AK-47. You can't arm them with anti-tank weaponry or none of that. You understand? Like, that's why sisters, like, you got to understand that Your role as a woman, it is completely separate from what men can do. You understand? Men are supposed to go out to war. Men are supposed to face these conflicts head on and be able to solve these issues. Like that's not your place. That's why the Lord made us, different. You understand? Like the Lord said that the woman is the weaker vessel. You understand? Like a sister, like and once this war in Russia popped off, sisters were starting to realize like, maybe this military life isn't for me. Maybe I shouldn't be, digging myself a ditch it is I can duck down in to evade explosives and gunfire. Maybe I shouldn't be, out here squatting behind a rock or in front of an entire platoon of men that just watch me, handle my business. Like sisters are starting to realize that, and sooner or later, sisters are going to fall into place. And they've already started, by coming into the ISUBK. You understand? We have countless sisters that have learned their position as a woman, as a daughter or princess of Zion, and they've taken up that role wholeheartedly and have been thriving in it. You understand? It's time for sisters in the world for you to come in here and to learn how to be a woman again, how to properly raise families, and to learn your place. And it's same for brothers. You understand? Brothers want to send sisters out to war and call it a day. Brothers want to let sisters handle conflicts and all of that when that's not their place. You understand? The ISUBK, we are the last stronghold for our people. We are the last stronghold of masculinity and femininity, if that's how you say it. You understand? This is the last place it is our people can come to in order to learn how to, operate as an individual as well as a nation. You understand? Ain't no other place out here going to do that for our people. Verse 8, and they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi and Rakim and Zur and Hur and Rabbah, 5 kings of Midian, Balaam also the son of Beor they slew with the sword. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle and all their flocks and all their goods. So, and you'll notice it didn't say that the children of Israel took all the women of Midian as concubines. You understand? It says they took them as captives. You understand? That's for all the brothers out here that try to say their Edomite or Caucasian wife, girlfriend, however you want to put it, is a concubine. You understand? Like you are the concubine. You understand? You are the slave that was taken captive. You understand that these heathens, they're free out here. Verse 10, and they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. Verse 11, and they took all the spoil and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. Verse 12, and they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses and Eleazar the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. Verse 13, and Moses and Eleazar the priest and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. 14, and Moses was wroth with the officers of the host with the captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. 15. And Moses said unto them, have ye saved all the women alive? 16. Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord. Verse 17. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that hath known man by lying with him. You understand? This goes to show, like, just from the 17 verses it is that we have read of Numbers chapter 31. Like, this goes to show that we have been lied to about what's in these scriptures right here. You understand? Like, we've been told our entire lives that this book is all about peace. You understand that the Lord's chosen people, that all they did is they went through affliction, and forgiveness and loving everybody, because that's what God is about. When through these 17 verses, we've gone over nothing but warfare. You understand? We've gone over how it is that we slaughtered, the men in these lands, and how it is that Moses just said to not only slaughter, not only to kill the men, but to also kill children as well as the women. You understand? Women that have lied with men. You understand? Like, our people, we are not some, pacifist, all forgiving nation. Like, that's not in our nature. We've only been made this way because of Christianity, because of the lies it is that our Christian pastors have told us time and time again, because we've been oppressed in these lands for over 400 years. You understand? Because we've had who it is that we are stripped from us, and it's been given to or taken by another nation. And ain't nobody out here going to really get the spirit it is we're supposed to have as a people back onto us. You understand? The Black Panthers, they failed to get that spirit onto us. The Christian church has failed. The Nation of Islam, or Muslims in general, have failed. You understand? The Moors have failed. The Pan-Africanism, movement, that has failed. All these different organizations and movements, they have failed to show us who we are and to show us the spirit it is we're supposed to have, when we're supposed to have the spirit of the Lord upon us as a nation. You understand? We're supposed to always keep in mind of these laws, statutes, and commandments as a people. Verse 18. Verse 18. But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. 19. And do ye abide without the camp 7 days. Whosoever hath killed any person, and whosoever hath touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day. Verse 20. And purify all your raiment, and all that is made of skins, and all work of goat's hair, and all things made of wood. It's 21. So that's just letting us know, after a war happens, after blood is shed and there's been death and destruction everywhere, and us as a people secure the goods it is that we've taken, our slaves, clothing, the silver, gold, all these different things it is we would take to add to our riches. You understand? You have to make sure that they're cleaned. You understand? Verse 21. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war which went to the battle, This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord commanded Moses. 22. Only the gold and the silver, the brass, the iron, the tin, and the lead. 23. Everything that may abide the fire, ye shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Nevertheless, it shall be purified with the water of separation, and all that abideth not the fire, ye shall make go through the water. 24. And ye shall wash your clothes on the seventh day, and ye shall be clean, and afterward ye shall come into the camp. Verse 25. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, 26. Take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of man and of beast, thou and Eleazar the priest, and the chief fathers of the congregation. 27. And divide the prey into 2 parts between them that took the war upon them, who went out to battle, and between all the congregation. 28. And levy a tribute unto the Lord of the men of war which went out to battle, 1 soul of 500, both of the persons and of the beeves and of the asses and of the sheep. 29. Take it of their half and give it unto Eleazar the priest for an heave offering of the Lord. 30. And of the children of Israel's half, thou shalt take 1 portion of 50 of the persons, of the beeves, of the asses, and of the flocks, of all manner of beasts, and give them unto the Levites, which keep the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord. 31. And Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Lord commanded Moses. 32. And the booty, being the rest of the prey which the men of war had caught, was 600,000 and 70,000, and 5,000 sheep. You understand? So this is dividing up all the goods. What's showing you how to divide up goods after you conquer a city or a land, to ensure that your brothers, you understand, are good. You understand, to show some appreciation for the sacrifice it is that those brothers had to make in order to further, this nation. Saying which, of course, this is where all nations got the idea of dividing up spoils amongst the soldiers. You understand? That's where they got this from, and how to pay your armies and all that. You understand? Everything it is that's in this earth that there is some order to, they got that from the Bible. You understand? They got that from our records it is that we kept as a nation throughout our generations. Once you really get into these scriptures, you'll start to see, oh, well, I've heard of this in America's, system and how it is they do things. I didn't know that was in the Bible. And saying that's why, it's ridiculous for our people to ultimately just put the Bible off like, it's a Presser's book, or it can't benefit our people, because we've been lied to about this book for so very long. You understand? We have been misled and bamboozled when it comes to these scriptures right here. That's why we need real teachers in the nation to teach our people these scriptures, to teach us how to conduct ourselves, to teach us who it is that we are as a nation. You understand? And those teachers are only found in the ISUPK. under commanding Johanna. You understand? Go look at our track record since 69. There ain't nobody out here doing it like us. You understand? Because we have the Lord with us at the end of the day. And we will always have the Lord with us. Verse 33. Slide. Verse 33. And threescore and 12,000 beeves. 34. And threescore and 1,000 asses. 35. And 32,000 persons in all, of women that had not known man by lying with him. 36. And the half which was the portion of them that went out to war was in number 300,000 and 37,030,000 and 500 sheep. 37. And the Lord's tribute of the sheep was 660 and 15. 38. And the beeves were 36,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 312. And the asses were 30,500, of which the Lord's tribute was 301. Verse 40. And the persons were 16,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 32 persons. 41. And Moses gave the tribute, which was the Lord's heave offering, unto Eleazar the priest, as the Lord commanded Moses. 42. And of the children of Israel's half, which Moses divided from the men that warred. 43. Now the half that pertained unto the congregation was 300,000 and 30,000 and 7,500 sheep. 44. And 36,000 beeves. 45. And 30,000 asses and 500. 46. And 16,000 persons. 47. Even of the children of Israel's half, Moses took one portion of 50, both of man and of beast, and gave them unto the Levites, which kept the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. 48. And the officers which were over thousands of the hosts, the captains of thousands and captains of hundreds, came near unto Moses. 49. And they said unto Moses, Thy servants have taken the sum of the men of war, which are under our charge, and there lacketh not one man of us. You understand? So every brother that went out to war, you understand, they all got something. You understand? Got something for their households, got something it is they can use in order to further build the riches for their families to be passed down. Oh, shoot, that was 49. Let's go ahead and clap that up. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into the closing of the Sabbath service. And so before we do that, and so for our people that truly believe that this book has nothing to offer for us, you understand, you notice that not once did it say, in this listing of all these resources that was divided up, given out, you understand, the Lord's portion, the portion that went to the Levites, you understand, those that went to the soldiers and to the nation. Not once did it say, how it was that someone was, skimming off the top. You understand how it is that, one brother was taking gold or silver. One brother took 1 or 2 extra sheep for themselves. You know what I'm saying? It didn't say none of that. You understand? Because like this book, it really gives our people a sense of morality. You understand? It shows us how it is to really live our lives. You understand? How to not be a thief, how to not be a liar. You understand? How to be a brother to a brother or sister. You understand? The same goes for sisters as well. How to be a sister to brothers or other sisters. You understand? Like, that alone, like, that would have shown you how much hatred it is that someone would have just because he took some resources from another brother, instead from another sister, from another household. You understand? That's why these scriptures are so important. You understand? And if you don't believe in the brotherhood that the scriptures teach us as a people, just come to class. You understand? You'll see the brotherhood and sisterhood that is in every single Isupk school across this earth. Whether you are in South America, Central or North America, you understand, whether you are in the Caribbeans, whether you are in the UK, it doesn't matter where you are. You will see how this book right here really changes, you understand, somebody for the nation, and how it is that it will change our nation. You understand? We gotta thank the Lord for showing us mercy and giving us commanding General Yohana to raise up the ISUPK. You understand? Because without this organization, we would truly be lost as a people. You understand? We'd be even more destroyed than we are now without the ISUPK. You understand? And with that said, I Majum, just the men behind the podium. La Yasha Allah, which means to Israel. Imajum, which means to stand. Wapanya Hakidam, which means to turn and face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Quadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Thama'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'a Rataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathun, Lanaw, Lakam, Ko, Yawam, Wasalakanaw, Kwabawatanaw, Kasalakanaw, Kwabawatayanaw, Wala'a, Tabayayanaw, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashayanaw, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Watapara, La'alamyum, Aman. This is the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. This is the prayer for the Hakak, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahusha, Babakusha, Nathananaw, Hakak, Hakak, La Rapa'ah, Ka Makala, Waka Marawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, the Hakim, Hamathim, Hakak, Rakawath, Hatama Aleph, Lagarshan, Bahashim Yahusha, to what Aman. It's like the prayer for the power in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. The prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh, wa Yahushua, wam yaka'ala, wa ahayim, matazabya, alawap yahana, ha alawapyum, hazaranyum, ha kwatazayanyum, ha kayayum, wa ha akwathian, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, the water aman. The blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushua, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Paharia, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'aratazah, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Ragolka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al, Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Baya'ala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Napashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawaka, Ma'aitha, Wa'aid, Awalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all Damaya, Laka, all Thakarash, were all Dashikwat, all Kaya, Hana, Awayabyaka, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Aimaka, Ya'awayamwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Ya'itazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakidam, Mongolia, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shan, Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Noah Itazawa, Labah, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayashamai, Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Palashah, Ain, Yashabia, Tazawar, Gam, Ashawar, Nalawa, Aimam, Hayuwa, Zarawai, Labanya, Lawat, Selah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadian, Kasa Yasura, Kayabian, Baraka'o, Kayashawan, Nasha Amadwa, Ba'ayan Da'arwa, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shaithamwa, Nara, Yab Mawa, Ka'ira, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabak, Wakatazor, Manai, Kal, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Naya Rashad, Lanawa, Nawa, Ahoyam, Alahayam, Alahayam, Shaithamwa, Kagogola, Kakwash, Lapanya, Woka, Ka'ash, Tava'ira, Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Haryam, Khan, Tharadapma, Basa Arika, Wabasa, Wapathka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakashwa, Shemka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayaba'awa, Aidia, Aid, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Athar, Shemka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al, Ka, Ha'aratazah. Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became became as dung for the earth. Make the nobles like Arad and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes as Zeba and as Zamunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Sar, which means to turn. Akwathian Yeshabia, which means to be seated. We're going to give a salute to the brothers, men of Israel. Imadium Shabbat, Imadium Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Brakatum, Yadum Matah, Agwathium Imadium, which means to stand. Sar, turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel, salute to the sisters. Imadium Shabbat, Imadium Barak, Yahweh Shamar al-Thum by Shem Yahushua. Yadum Matah. Sabbath service dismissed.